There is a moment when faith and fear collide, when the dream feels like a lie, when the silence of God is deafening. Joseph stood in that moment, and everything changed. This is the story of the prisoner who became a prince. Joseph, buried alive in stone and silence. The air tastes of mildew and old blood. Years have passed, not days, not months. Years, the kind that grind bones to dust, the kind that turn prayers into groans. He breathes, but it is not living. It is waiting, and waiting, and waiting. The dream from his youth, colored robes, sheaves bowing, stars circling, now flickers like a guttering lamp. A ghost behind his eyes. He remembers the well, the rope, the hands that let go, the pit. Then this, deeper, darker, a hole beneath the world. The walls sweat. The floor is slick with runoff. His fingers trace grooves in the stone, counting days maybe, or just clawing for purchase. The only light, a slit high above, where dust dances in a blade of sun, never touching him, never warming. He sleeps on straw that smells of rot, wakes to the scuttle of beetles, the drip, drip, drip of water from the ceiling. The cupbearer, once fed, once favored, forgot, swallowed by palace air, by wine, by power, by life. Joseph remains, forgotten, nameless, a shadow in the belly of Egypt. Then iron shrieks, a clang that splits the dark. Boots, heavy, purposeful, not the slow drag of punishment. No whip, no chains, just torchlight flaring against wet stone. Men enter, not to beat, not to bind. One holds a blade, a razor, cold steel. They strip him, wash him, shave his beard. Each stroke a violation, a rebirth. Pharaoh sent and called Joseph. The words hang, sharp, sudden, no warning, no grace, just motion. A cart, wheels grinding on packed earth, the world outside, barren, wind scoured. The sky churns, clouds coil like serpents, a storm building, not of rain, of fate. The palace rises, white stone, gold inlays, columns like trees of fire. He steps onto marble, cold, smooth, reflecting torchlight. His bare feet leave no mark. The air changes, incense, perfume, the hush of power, the weight of eyes. He is pulled, dragged, not by rope, by destiny. From filth to finery, from silence to throne. His tunic, once torn, now fine linen. His hands, once chained, now clean. But his heart? A drum. A war drum. Pharaoh sits, crowned, still, but his face tight, jaw clenched. The magicians stand, silent, empty. Their scrolls closed, their voices gone. The gods have spoken, or not spoken. That is the terror. The dreams came, visions of cows, thin ones devouring fat, of grain, withered swallowing full. No answer, no relief. The spirit in the temple stirs, unsettled. The air hums. Joseph stands, not bowing, not pleading. A man between two worlds, between death and decree, between prison and power, between man and messenger. The king stares, eyes sharp, hungry. Will this slave speak truth or die like the rest? You know this moment, when the call comes, when the door opens, when you must step forward, filthy, afraid, unready, and speak, not for glory, but because no one else can. Can a prisoner interpret the dreams of a God King? Can a voice from the pit still carry the breath of heaven? Stone, gigantic, crumbling at the edges like old bread. Pillars taller than memory, cracked by time and weather, leaning as if bowing to a truth too heavy to stand against. Dust hangs in the air, fine, ancient, tasting of forgotten names. Wind moves through the ruins, not with force, but with weight, dragging itself between the columns like a mourner through a graveyard. Each step echoes, not just in the hollows of the temple, but in the hollows of the soul. This was a place built to last forever. Meant to hold up the sky, meant to anchor the world. Me'at, not a word, breath, balance, the thread holding chaos at bay. The Egyptians did not pray for miracles. They prayed for order, for the sun to rise, for the river to flood on time, for the stars to stay in their lanes. To disrupt Me'at was to invite the unraveling of all things. Crooked scale, spoken in court, a dream uninterpreted, each a crack in the foundation. Pharaoh dreamed, and in his dreams, fat cows walked from the Nile, shining, full. Then thin ones, skin stretched over bone, eyes hollow, rose behind them, ate them, left nothing. Then 7 full ears of grain, golden, plump. Then 7 withered ones swallowed them whole. No sound, no struggle, just consumption, devouring, the kind of dream that wakes you not with fear, but with dread, the kind that settles in your chest like a stone, because this was not just a vision, it was a warning. A breach in the cosmic line. The gods were speaking, or the gods were silent. Either way, the world trembled. The magicians came, robed, anointed, masters of hieroglyphs and omens, trained from childhood in the art of reading smoke, water, entrails. They stood before the throne, scrolls in hand, lips moving. But no answer came. Their eyes darted. Their fingers trembled on papyrus. The silence grew, thick, sour, like milk left in the sun. They had no words, no symbols to match this horror. Their wisdom, built on centuries of ritual, crumbled like the temple stones. The gods had not spoken through them. That was the terror. Not that the dream was dark, but that they could not name it. Joseph steps forward, not a priest, not a scholar, a slave, a Hebrew, a man whose name means, may he add, but life has only taken. His skin bears the marks of prison. His hands, though washed, remember chains. His voice, though trained in dreams, has not been heard in years. He is an outsider in every sense. His blood is not of the Nile. His gods are not carved in stone. He carries no amulets, no incense, only memory, and a whisper he cannot silence. One word wrong, one misstep, one syllable out of alignment, and the axe falls. Not just his head, his story, erased, no burial, no name, just another stain on the palace floor. But one word right? What then? Not safety, not freedom, a deeper trap. To be right is to be bound. To be useful is to be owned. To speak truth to power is to become its instrument. They shaved him, not just the beard, the act itself, a stripping, a transformation. The blade scraped, cold, precise, each stroke a severing. The hair that marked him as Hebrew, gone. The face revealed, smooth, young, exposed, like a fruit peeled bare. He was no longer the prisoner with wild eyes and tangled locks. He was presentable, palatable, ready for the throne room. But inside, the old self clung like dust in the pores. To say famine is to speak of collapse, of children crying in empty courtyards, of mothers grinding dust into bread, of temples with no offerings, of Pharaoh himself, God King, powerless before the sky that refuses rain. To name it is to accuse. To say, your reign will be remembered not for monuments, but for hunger. Who dares speak such a truth? Who stands before a man who believes himself divine and says, your kingdom will starve? The weight is not just in the dream, it is in the years. The pit, the well, the silence of his father, when the brothers lied, the false accusation, the cell, the forgotten cupbearer, each betrayal a stone added to the load. He carried them all, not on his back, in his bones. They shaped him, tempered him, made him sharp, made him still. Now, this moment. The air in the throne room is thick with incense, yes, but also with breath. Held, waiting. The magicians do not move. Pharaoh's fingers grip the arm of the throne. The gold is cold under his skin. Joseph stands, bare feet on stone, linen clinging to his frame. His heart steady, not because he is unafraid, but because fear has been worn down by time, like water over rock. He knows this. The dream is not his. The words are not his. He is a channel, a crack in the dam. And through him, something older than Egypt, older than stone, older than kings must pass. The world holds its breath. The pillars tremble, not from wind, from waiting. The fate of nations balanced on the lips of a man who was once thrown into a hole and left for dead. The weight is not just on his shoulders. It is in the silence before he speaks, in the space between breath and voice. In the moment when a slave becomes, for one fragile instant, the conscience of a civilization, he stands, bare feet on stone, not flinching, not bowing. The air tastes of myrrh and fear. Pharaoh speaks, voice low, measured, but the tremor beneath, like sand shifting before collapse. The dream returns, not as memory, as vision. 7 cows, robust, glistening with river mud, stepping from the Nile's pulse. Then 7 more, skeletal, ribs like broken harps, eyes sunken pits. They rise, not from water, from dust, from hunger itself. And they eat. No roar, no struggle, just the wet sound of tearing flesh. Silence after, then grain. 7 stalks, heavy with gold, then 7 thin, scorched, brittle, and they swallow, whole. No wind, no rustle, just the slow, impossible consumption of plenty by want. Joseph breathes, in, out. The moment stretches. The magicians do not move. Their scrolls hang limp, their mouths dry. The king's fingers press into the throne's arms. Gold bites into skin. Joseph lifts his head, not with pride, with surrender. Not by my wisdom, he says. The words cut the air, clean. God will speak through me if he wills. Then, interpretation, swift, unadorned. 7 years. The land will pour, grain will spill from baskets, cattle will calve in droves, the Nile will rise, overflow, fatten the fields. But after, 7 more. A hunger so deep it will erase memory of fullness. The earth will open its mouth and swallow every harvest. The doubling of the dream, not accident, a seal. Divine urgency. It will happen soon. He does not stop. He steps beyond, into the fire, proposes a tax, 1 in 5, taken from each harvest, stored, granaries built, officers appointed, a plan, not prophecy, policy. From a man who wore chains, who slept in filth, who interpreted dreams in a pit, now he speaks to the throne of budgets, of reserves, of survival. The room stills. Even the incense seems to pause in midair. Pharaoh rises, slow. The crown catches torchlight. A flash, then stillness. He studies Joseph, not as slave, not as foreigner, as vessel. Is there another? His voice cracks. One in whom the breath of God dwells? No answer, none needed. The question hangs, rhetorical, final. The ring comes first, cold, heavy, gold, placed on Joseph's finger, not slipped, pressed, as if sealing a covenant. The stone glints, lapis, deep as night sky, authority incarnate. Then the chain, links thick as reeds, draped over his neck, cold metal on warm skin. Then linen, fine, whisper thin, flowing like water down his frame. Changed, transformed, not dressed, reborn. The chariot waits, black, gleaming, wheels rimmed with bronze. He ascends, step steady. The driver bows, not to Pharaoh's man, to Joseph. They move through the city. Dust rises, golden in the sun. A herald runs before, voice raw. Kneel, kneel before the vizier. And they do. Farmers, priests, nobles, men who once would have spat at a Hebrew slave, now press foreheads to earth. The irony is salt on the tongue. The boy who dreamed of sheaves bowing, now the entire nation bends. Not in dream, in daylight, in law. A name is given, Zaphanath Paneah. Tongue cannot hold it, it rolls. Egyptian, sacred, meaning lost, or hidden, a mask, a mantle, then a wife, Asenath, daughter of a priest, of On, of Heliopolis, of sun worship. She stands, veiled, silent, a political knot tied with silk. At 30, age of fullness, he rules. Not a province, not a city, the storehouses of the world, the granaries of empire, the fate of millions in his ledgers. The prisoner, the forgotten, the betrayed, now feeds nations, the waterfall, not in vision, in truth. The 7 years pour, rain falls, the Nile swells, fields ripple with green, then gold, harvests so vast they cannot count. Joseph walks the storehouse floors, sand underfoot, cool, dark, air thick with the scent of wheat, of life saved, of time captured. He touches a sack. Grain spills through his fingers, like sand, like hours, like redemption. The past is not erased. It is stored, like grain, like memory, like promise. The drought will come, but so will the answer, already laid, in stone, in silence, in the mind of a man who learned to listen in the dark. Light, golden, slanting through torn clouds. It spills across the earth like poured honey, a landscape drenched in after-storm stillness. Mud glistens, leaves tremble, water drips from branches, each drop a chime in the hush. This is not just dawn, it is declaration. Joseph, not merely a man, a shadow cast backward through time, a shape in the old stones that points to the one who would come. Beloved, chosen, spoken over by the Father. Jacob's affection wrapped him like a coat. So too the Father's voice. This is my son, with whom I am well pleased. The brothers seethed, their jealousy a slow poison. They could not speak peaceably to him, neither could the elders. They twisted truth, stirred crowds, clamored for blood. One was sold for silver, the other betrayed for 30 pieces. The robe, richly woven, dipped in dye no commoner could wear. They tore it from his back, dragged it through dust, dipped it in goat's blood. A lie dressed in color. And centuries later, another garment, woven without seam. They cast lots for it, stripped him bare on a hill where cloth meant dignity and silence meant surrender. The pit, dark, damp, walls slick with moss, no light, no echo, only the scratch of insects, the breath of a boy abandoned. He called up, no answer, only the scrape of dirt as they covered the mouth, a living burial. And in another age, a tomb hewn from rock, a body laid, stone rolled. The world thought it was over, but the pit was not the end. The grave was not the final word. Prison, a place of chains, of bread measured by the day, of sleep broken by moans from the cell next door. Yet with him, 2 others, one to be lifted, one to be forgotten, both bound by the same iron. On a hill outside Jerusalem, 2 thieves, nailed beside him, one mocked, one pleaded, "Remember me." The innocent numbered with the guilty, the righteous counted among the condemned. Famine, a slow death, stomachs hollowed, eyes sunken, fields cracked like old pottery. And Egypt, storehouses full. Joseph over them all. Pharaoh's decree, go to Joseph, let him feed you. A command from the throne. So now, another decree, from the throne above the stars. Look to the Son, believe and live, not to a man in linen, to the one clothed in light, Zaphanath Paneah, a name too heavy for Hebrew tongues, rolled in Egyptian syllables. Some say it means, God speaks and he lives. Others whisper, Savior of the world, a title given in a foreign court. And on a cross, painted in 3 languages, King of the Jews, a mockery, a truth hidden in scorn. The world crowned him in irony. God crowned him in blood. Bread, not just stored, given. Nations came, bent knees in the dust, grain exchanged for gold, for livestock, for land. Joseph fed the earth. But one stood in a Galilean synagogue and said, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never hunger. Not wheat, not barley, flesh, given, broken, consumed, the bread that does not spoil. Asenath, daughter of a priest of Heliopolis, of sun temples, of golden idols, given to Joseph in his exaltation, a bride from the nations, and the church, drawn from every tribe, tongue, people, nation, given to Christ after his suffering, after his glory, not by blood, by covenant, not by lineage, by grace. The brothers came, bowing, unrecognized, trembling. Joseph saw them, knew them, held power over them, and he wept, not in vengeance, in release. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. A breath that unraveled years of pain, and on a cross, blood dripping from splintered wood. Father, forgive them. They do not know what they do. The worst act in history, the murder of the innocent one, and through it, salvation poured, not despite the cross, because of it. The crime, the nails, the cry, the darkness over the land, the spear in the side, the tomb sealed, all meant for ruin, all turned, all redeemed. The grave could not hold him. The stone was rolled, the sky split with light. The worst became the way. The death became the door. Joseph, lifted, clothed, seated, at Pharaoh's right hand, second only to the crown, a scepter placed in his palm, and Christ, raised, glorified, ascended, at the right hand of the Father, all authority, all power, all dominion, the prisoner, the crucified, now crowned. The sun breaks, not gently, with force. It cleaves the clouds, pours down, gilds the fields. The earth drinks the light, as if remembering green, as if waking from a long sleep. This is not just a story of a man, it is a mirror, a reflection, a type. Joseph, his suffering, his silence, his elevation, points to the one who would walk the same path, deeper, farther, higher, the pit, the prison, the pardon, the throne. All of it echoes, all of it leading here, to the cross, to the empty tomb, to the sky split open, to the voice that says, come, eat, live, you, yes, you. Sitting there, the weight still on your shoulders, the ache behind your eyes, the quiet hum of a mind that won't still. Breathe. Just breathe. Let the air fill you, slow and deep, like water seeping into dry earth. Hills roll beneath the sky, brushed gold and violet. Long grass sways, each blade tipped with the last light. A breeze moves through it, soft, cool, carrying the scent of damp soil and wild thyme. You can almost feel it on your skin, the kind of wind that doesn't rush. It lingers, like a hand resting on your back. We all carry chains, not iron, not locked, but held all the same. Regret, a name you can't forget, a door that closed too fast, a dream buried under years of waiting. You've been in the pit. You know the silence, the way your voice disappears into the stone, the way time stretches, thin and endless. But the story wasn't about escape. It was about trust, not effort, not striving, not pulling yourself up by cracked nails. It was about release, about letting go of the rope you've been clinging to, hand over bleeding hand. Joseph didn't climb. He was lifted, not because he earned it, because he endured. And in the enduring, something grew, something quiet, something strong. God's timing doesn't march to your pulse. It moves like seasons, like roots under snow, unseen, unhurried. The delay isn't denial, it's design. The dark isn't abandonment, it's formation. Character shaped in shadow so it can stand in the sun without crumbling. You weren't meant to see the end, not yet, not now. You walk forward with only a whisper in your chest, a breath, a promise, not proof. Faith isn't a map, it's a step, then another, on ground you can't see, into a future you can't name. So lay it down, your plan, your pride, your need to fix it all tonight. Surrender the calendar, hand it to the one who numbers the stars, who calls each by name. He is not late, he is near, working, weaving, even now. Your pain wasn't wasted, it was preparation. Like the famine that made the grain matter, like the prison that taught the dreamer to listen. You are being readied, not for comfort, for purpose, for compassion, for a moment when someone else will stand in their own pit and you will know how to speak because you've lived it. Rest, not because the storm is gone, but because the anchor holds, because the shepherd stays, because the one who calmed the sea with a word now whispers to your soul, peace, be still. Let your hands unclench, let your jaw soften, let the tension slip from your shoulders like a coat dropped at the door. There is bread enough, there is mercy enough, there is love enough. It has already been stored in secret places, in silent years, for this hour. The light fades, the hills grow dim, the air cools, a cricket sings, then another. The stars appear, one, then a scatter, then a flood. The world breathes, and so do you. Slow, deep, held. No more striving, no more counting the hours. Just this moment, this rest, this presence, here, now, under the open sky, in the arms of the one who makes all things whole.